Donald Trump just made a speech at the Libertarian National Convention. It was essentially him walking into the belly of the beast to try to get votes. I would say the reactions were mixed, but it was a very interesting moment because it was a chance for a lot of people to finally see RFK Jr. on a stage. Donald Trump was presenting to the Libertarians, asking very specifically for their nomination or their vote. However, RFK Jr. was also there going after the same thing. Now, we already know going in that this is not going to be a very receptive crowd. They're libertarians. They don't like big government. Donald Trump is a former president, so in their minds, he's the enemy. It doesn't help that, RFK Jr. reportedly passed out rubber chickens so that people could interfere with his speech. I didn't see them being used, but I can't say for sure because of the angles and the cameras that were showing the speech. What I do know is that Trump went in, he used his talking points, he talked about what he was going to do to try to make the country stronger. His speech was met with some cheers and some boos, mixed crowd. What was interesting was that RFK Jr. was able to take the stage following Trump. And this is one of the problems with giving RFK Jr. a platform. Trump was talking about what he was going to do to strengthen America and shore up problems with America. RFK Jr. was able to talk about problems with Trump. One of the biggest things he did was essentially he laid COVID at Trump's feet and said that all of the missteps in COVID were Trump's fault. I don't blame him for using those talking points. That's basically why he wants to be able to have the debate, is because he hasn't been president before. So it's easier for him to point at past presidents and talk about the things they've done wrong. It's a bit misleading to suggest that everything that went wrong with COVID was the president's fault, or that someone else in that situation would have done a better job. We don't know what we don't know. But the disadvantage Trump has is that Trump is there to talk about his rival, who's Joe Biden. So Trump's conversation is, here's how I'm better than Joe Biden. RFK's pitch was essentially, here's what Trump and Joe Biden have done wrong. And oh, by the way, since I've never been president, you can't really criticize me for doing anything wrong because I haven't done anything. Now, something to note that I didn't realize because I've never listened to RFK present before. He has a trembly voice. My first reaction when I heard him was that he sounded unwell. Doing some research, I found out that he's got a neurological condition that's created a tremor in his voice. Once you get past that, he's actually a smart guy. He's got interesting perspective on freedoms and what he's going to do if he's president. Some of the things seem a bit naive. It's easy to make grandiose promises when you haven't had the presidential chair because you don't know what's involved. And some of his promises felt a bit like that. However, he was well received by the audience. What's not to like? He's not big government yet, and he wants the libertarians to support him. I thought it was an interesting speech. I'm not sure that Trump or Biden can expect many libertarians to vote for them. It's kind of why they're libertarians. But I'll give them credit for at least going in and making the ask.